What cowboy hat? Hey, sometimes you just don't feel like messing with your hair and you just throw on a hat. This week on The Darin Show, it's Wet Leg. This is their first album, eponymously titled Wet Leg. It's the first track, Being in Love. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Wet Leg or not. A couple of ladies from England. Isle of Wight is where they formed their group. And they released this first album. And then they now have a second album out called Moisturizer, which has an awesome song on it that I might talk about in a minute. But these two, Ryan and... she sometimes went by Rain when she was trying to do some stuff on her own. But Wet Leg was basically formed by Hester Chambers and Ryan Teasdale. They met in a music college, decided to start a band together. I became aware of them in 2021 with a video that was thrown into my YouTube algorithm for Chase Long. And yes, I am pronouncing that correctly. This album has lots of hooks, lots of clean guitar, and straight ahead, four on the floor, driving drum beats. It's very reminiscent of music I liked in the early 90s. Not exactly grunge, maybe just alternative. And I can't resist a catchy melody and a clean guitar. Okay, this is Chase Long, track 2. So damn catchy. It's quirky. It's a fun video. You gotta go check out the video. It came up in my YouTube algorithm. I got obsessed with it right away. Watched it several times. The girls are wearing long prairie dresses. They were kind of doing like a cottage type of... I read a thing that said that they dressed that way to avoid being sexualized by men, and so they had hats and long dresses and everything, and you had to enjoy the music, and you weren't like whatever. Which is funny because now with the second album, she has gone the opposite direction, and she is very scantily clad and showing off a lot of skin, and she says she's got muscles and armpit hair that she's showing off. But we're not talking about that. That's the next album. We're talking about the first album, Wet Leg. Chase Long. She always has kind of like a tongue-in-cheek attitude when she's singing. Like she's just kind of pleased with herself, but not in a bad way. It's like she's in on the joke, sort of. Like, yeah, I know these lyrics are goofy, and we're goofy, and isn't that cute, and we're laughing also. Honestly, watch the video for Chase Long, and you'll see their personalities come through. Oh, track 1, I forgot. A lyric I like in that track 1, Being in Love. I feel like someone has punched me in the guts, but I kind of like it because it feels like being in love. That's pretty interesting tool. This album, there's a lot of like trouble with ex-boyfriend kind of songs, and it's almost like, like the way Taylor Swift writes about things that have, guys that have hurt her, or just looking back and going, whatever, you're not worth it. There's a lot of that on this first album. So I have not got into the second album, Moisturizer, very much yet to see what that's like. That's going to come up in the future, of course, but I'm just talking about their debut album from 2022 here. Yes, they were releasing songs in 2021. They had a bunch of singles off of this first album. They won a Grammy, actually. So it's good stuff. At the 65th Annual Grammy Awards in 2022, they won Best Alternative Music Performance for Chase Long, and they were nominated for Best New Artist. They won Best New Artist and Best British Group at the 2023 Brit Awards. Now, at first it was just the two of them, and then they hired some dudes to go out on tour with them, and they ended up using those guys for their next album, and they just became a band of 5. I'm skipping ahead to track 4. The whole album is pretty catchy, and the songs are pretty similar. But I wanted to highlight this riff. To me, it sounds a lot like David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World riff. Which most people might know from the Nirvana Unplugged cover version. They didn't mention, and they didn't put like a co-writing credit for David Bowie or anything, so I don't know, it could just be my ear, but I think that's what it sounds like to me. What hat? Here was another single released from this first album, track 5, Wet Dream. This was released after the success of Chase Long. Very catchy, interesting lyrics. Another verse later on says, I was in your wet dream driving in my car. What makes you think you're good enough to think about me when you're touching yourself? I almost forgot to do this. Wet leg. Here's the cool thing about why you want to get the actual CD and not just stream stuff. We used to get albums and CDs and even cassettes because look at this, man. You can go through and you can look at the lyrics and they got pictures and stuff. That's what I used to always love. I'd get an album and I'd just immediately go to the fold out in the middle and especially if they had lyrics, that was just the greatest. But I love in-studio pictures, so you don't get that when you're streaming online. Here is Loving You. This is another breakup song. This album is filled with breakup songs. But it has a little bite to it. All of them have a little bite to it. The lyrics, anyway. It's light, catchy pop, and there's even a little la la la, la 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 part in the middle. Just before she gets to a lyric that's like, I don't want to have to be friends. I don't want to have to pretend. Well, I hope you're very happy. I hope she gets on with your daddy. It's sort of like, hey, good for you, dude. See you later. That is kind of a theme on this album. I noticed that most of these songs the lead singer wrote, and she had a bad breakup, bad relationship with a dude. So there's a lot of that kind of bad ex stuff. I understand she's with somebody else now. Maybe she's happier. I think the la 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 part is coming up. What hat? Track 8 is Your Mum. This is another one that was released as a single. Good video. All these videos are really cool to watch. If you get a chance to get on YouTube and go to the Wet Leg and just watch. This one takes place in a convenience store and they're like clerks and stuff. It's really cool. When I think about you and what you've become, I feel sorry for your mom. You say we're all having fun. Do you know you're the only one? Musically, it's much like the other songs. They just have a straightforward drum beat, bright, clean guitar sound on the whole album. Really reminds me of stuff I listened to in the 90s, like maybe like Liz Phair kind of stuff. Anyway, it's good and I like it. And yeah, this is another sort of breakup song, and it even brings the guy's mom into the song. Mostly just some bad vibes towards an ex, which again seems to kind of be like a recurring theme. Let's check out some of these lyrics. I don't want you to want me, I need you to forget me. Yeah, I loved you, that was crazy. 'Cause you just don't motivate me. You said you tried your best, why is this such a fucking mess? You're always so full of it. Yeah, why don't you just suck my dick? Track 10 is going to kind of follow, again, the same theme here, written about the same guy. Track 10 is Piece of Shit.
I should have set the alarm a little earlier, 'cause now you call me up.
What?
Alright, I'm not enough.
I love the vocals.
Alright, I fucked it up.
She's got a really cool style.
I'm such a slut. Alright, whatever, I'll just sleep at night.
I don't know, man. It's even got a Pixies feel to me. I love that guitar just surfing in and out. Because you can never tell what I'm thinking, you say. I'm mysterious because I won't let you get in. Yeah, you can never tell where it is this is going. You say you're a genius. I say you must be joking. You're like a piece of shit. You either sink or float. So you take her for a ride on your daddy's boat. And you're not in love, but it's close enough. You say you think about me when you're in her. Now I'm going to skip ahead to the last track on the album. Too Late Now, track 12. Atmospheric, experimental, post-rock, guitar pop song. I read a thing on Wikipedia that says, features a gratifyingly relatable self-doubt break when the music drops out to allow Teasdale to document her existential angst as it spreads into the track she is currently performing. Here we go, I think this is what we're talking about.
Now everything is going wrong, I think I changed my mind again. I'm not sure if this is a song, I don't even know what I'm saying. Everything is going wrong, I think I changed my mind again. I'm not sure if this is the kind of life that I saw myself living. I don't need no dating app to tell me if I look like crap, to tell me if I'm thin or fat, to tell me should I shave my rap. I don't need no radio, no MTV, no BBC. I just need a bubble bath to set me on a higher path.
So we wind down here with this great, catchy, hard rockin' pop song at the end of the Wet Leg album. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I've listened to it several times and I have a good time listening to it. It's a lot of fun, upbeat, just straight ahead rock and roll, and the vocals are awesome. The guitar sounds are clean. The drum is nice. What hat? Anyway, this is the Darin Show. Come back every Saturday for some type of review that has to do with music, whether it's an album, a DVD, a concert film, a book about music. Every Saturday, come on back to the Darin Show. Thank you. Please subscribe. Please check out the other videos on my channel. I got lots of stuff coming up for all kinds of music genres. I haven't done country yet, but I'm going to. Have a good what have you. Sometimes you just gotta wear a cowboy hat. I don't know. If you want to dress up, you just dress up. We're adults. We can do what we want. I'm wearing a cowboy hat. What can I tell you?